It was a crisp autumn morning in London when Emily, a bookshop owner in Notting Hill, first met James, an ambitious architect who had recently moved from Manchester. She was arranging a new display of classic romances when he walked in, distractedly scanning the shelves. "Can I help you?" she asked with a warm smile. James looked up, startled. "Oh, yes, actually. I'm looking for something different. Something that makes you believe in love again." Emily chuckled. "A romantic, are you?" She pulled out a well-worn copy of Pride and Prejudice. "This one never fails." James took the book, their fingers briefly touching. "I trust your recommendation. I just moved to London, and I could use a good story." Over the next few weeks, James found himself visiting Emily's bookshop more often than he needed to. He started reading the books she suggested, and soon, their conversations went beyond literature, discussing life, dreams, and their favorite places in the city. They found themselves caught up in moments, shared laughter over a cup of tea, quiet companionship in the bookshop, and the simple comfort of knowing that someone was beginning to understand them deeply. One evening, as rain drizzled over the city, James invited Emily for a coffee. They found themselves in a cozy little café near the Thames, where they talked for hours, completely lost in each other. "I think I've fallen in love with London," James admitted, gazing at Emily. She tilted her head, a knowing smile playing on her lips. "London, or something else?" He reached for her hand across the table. "Maybe both." Their love blossomed in the heart of the city, long walks along the South Bank, surprise visits to each other's favorite spots, and stolen kisses under the glow of street lamps. James, who once thought love was a mere fantasy, found himself believing again. And Emily, who had spent years lost in the pages of love stories, finally found one of her own. As the weeks turned to months, they discovered more about each other. Emily took James to her favorite hidden spots, an old jazz bar in Soho, a quiet rose garden in Regent's Park, and a tiny bakery where she always bought her favorite scones. James, in return, showed Emily the city through his own eyes, the skyline from his architectural sketches, the stories behind London's grand old buildings, and the excitement of seeing a project come to life. Winter arrived with its festive charm, and James planned something special. He took Emily to a hidden rooftop overlooking the city lights. The skyline shimmered, the air filled with the scent of roasted chestnuts from street vendors below. He handed her a book, bound in deep blue leather. "What's this?" she asked curiously. "Our story," he whispered. "Every moment, every conversation, I wrote it all down. Because I never want to forget how we began." Tears welled in her eyes as she flipped through the pages. "James, this is beautiful." He took a deep breath, then knelt before her. "Emily, would you make me the happiest man in London and marry me?" With the city shining around them and love filling the air, she nodded, whispering the only word that mattered. Yes. Their wedding was a beautiful, intimate affair in a charming old church near Hyde Park, surrounded by family and friends. The bookshop was adorned with fairy lights, and James surprised Emily with a new section dedicated to great love stories, one of which was now their own. As they settled into married life, their love continued to grow. They traveled together, finding inspiration in the winding streets of Paris, the sunlit canals of Venice, and the cozy bookshops of Edinburgh. Each place they visited became a new chapter in their love story, filled with laughter, adventure, and quiet moments of contentment. James, inspired by their journey, designed their dream home, a charming townhouse in Kensington, with a library just for Emily and a sunlit studio where he could sketch. On weekends, they hosted book readings and intimate dinner parties, sharing their love for literature, art, and good company. Years passed, and their story continued. Emily's bookshop flourished, becoming a beloved haven for romantics and dreamers alike. James's architectural firm grew, with his designs leaving a mark on the city they loved. Through it all, their love remained steadfast, a testament to the power of stories and the magic of finding the right person at the right time. One evening, as they sat together on their rooftop, overlooking the city that had brought them together, James took Emily's hand. "Do you ever think about the day we met?" he asked softly. Emily smiled, leaning against him. "Every single day." And so, in the heart of London, a love story that had begun in the pages of a book became a tale that would be told for generations, a story of love, laughter, and a lifetime spent together, proving that sometimes, the most beautiful love stories are the ones we write ourselves.